Hey everyone, so a couple of people wanted me to do a bookcase tour, so that's what I'm going to try to do today, but it will be in two parts because as you can see here there's quite a lot of books and it'll just go on for way too long if I do it all in one video. So here we go for the first part of my bookcase tour. First of all I have Cecilia Ahern books. I've read all of these, one of my favourite authors, and this one really annoys me because it's in hardback but the rest are in paperback, but this has like all the pretty little snowflakes on, so it doesn't bother me too much. Then I have Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. Haven't read that. I got that in a swap a couple of weeks ago. Then I have the Flowers in the Attic series, all four of those. Haven't read them yet. I don't know when I will get to them. Hopefully it'll be soon. Daughters of Darkness by Virginia Andrews. Haven't read that. Starcrossed by Josephine Angelini, I think you pronounce her name as, I'm not sure. Then the first two in the Blood Ties series by Jennifer Armentrout. Haven't read those yet either. The Awakening and the Reckoning by Kelly Armstrong, the book 2 and book 3 in her Darkest Powers trilogy. I do have the first one, but it's on a book tour for the Paranormal Romance and Urban Fantasy Fanatics group, so hopefully I will be getting that back with lots of little messages from people on there. The Gathering by Kelly Armstrong, that is the first in the series that follows on from the Darkest Powers. Haven't read that yet. The first two in the Raised by Wolves series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Haven't read those either. There's a lot of books on here that I haven't read. And My Name is Memory by Anne Brashares, I think you pronounce her name as. Haven't read that either. Then I have the first three in the Mercedes Thompson series by Patricia Briggs, if I can talk properly. Haven't read those. Then Cry Wolf, which is the first in the Alpha and Omega. Haven't read that either. Wuthering Heights, my favourite book. I've read it about 8 times now, I think. I'll probably read it again soon. I always have a reread. Wintercraft by Jenna Burtonshaw. That's a really good book. I'm looking forward to reading the second one, but I haven't got it yet. This is the full media series by Meg Cabot. I've read there's 2 books in each. I've read the first 2 bind-ups. I haven't read the third one. Looking forward to reading that soon. I love those covers. They're so pretty. Then the first 7 in the Weather Warden series by Rachel Caine. This is the one that doesn't match. Really annoys me. Haven't read those either. So then I have the first 10, they're split on 2 shelves, of the Morganville Vampires books by Rachel Caine. Read all 10 of those, loved them, and really looking forward to book 11. Personally, I Blame My Fairy Godmother by Claudia Carroll. Haven't read that. Not sure when I'll read it because it's not on my immediate to-read list. Then Black Swan Rising by Lee Carroll and Graceling by Kristin Cashaw. Haven't read those yet either, but hopefully I'll get to them soon. The 5 Goddess of Partholon books, I do believe that's the full series. Read all of those, they're really good. 3 books in the Goddess Summoning series by PC Cast. I do want to read these. I haven't read them yet because in the UK they aren't released in order. I think this is book like 7 or 8 or something, and that was the first one that got released here, which really confused me. So I really want to wait for the first one, but Cassie did email me them on PDF, so hopefully I will read them soon. Touch the Dark by Karen Chance, which is the first Cassie Palmer book, I think. Haven't read that. Kissed by an Angel, I love that. Wasn't a big fan of the one that came after that, so I got rid of that one. Forgive My Fins I've read. I love this UK cover. It's so shiny and gives sort of like an under the sea vibe, which is good because it's a mermaid book. I really enjoyed it. The Hunger Games, I love these 3 books and I'll probably reread them before the movie comes out because I just love them. Matched, not sure when I'll read this because I've heard really mixed reviews, but hopefully I'll get to it soon. The Passage by Justin Cronin. Don't know when I'll get that because as you can see it's actually quite huge. I think it's about 900 pages, so that will take a while to read. So I'm not sure when I'll get to them. The Blue Bloods books, I haven't read 4. They're not my favourite series, but I do enjoy them enough. I enjoyed book 3 better than 1 and 2, so I'm looking forward to reading the 4th one and seeing where the story goes next. Dark Divine by Brie Despain and Low Red Moon by Ivy Devlin. Haven't read either of those, not sure when I'll actually get to them. I've heard mixed things about both, so they're not on my immediate to-read list. Some chick lit books next. The Ballroom Class, Lost Dogs and Lonely Hearts and Walking Back to Happiness by Lucy Dillon. I liked The Ballroom Class and loved the other two, so I'm looking forward to her next book, which I think's out end of this year, beginning of next year sometime. Going Too Far by Jennifer Eccles. I've heard great things about this book, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. Don't know when it'll be. Then I have the Leaving Paradise series and the Perfect Chemistry series by Simone Elcalis. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. I've heard great things about both of those series, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. Then I've got some Harriet Evans books. Haven't read any of those, but I hear they're really good and they sound really good, so hopefully I'll get to read them soon. Then I've got Jessica's Guide to Dating on the Dark Side and Jekyll Loves Hyde by Beth Fantasy. Haven't read any of those, and T just sent me this Jekyll Loves Hyde because it's not available in the UK, I don't think. So I'm looking forward to reading those. Hopefully I'll get to those really soon. Some Other Eden by Natasha Ferrant. Haven't read that. It sounds quite good, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And the first two in the Changeling series by Steve Feasy. Sounds pretty good, but I'm not actually sure when I'll get to them. And down here I have Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I've read that twice. I really like it. It's really good. Then Beastly. I don't know whether you can see it properly, but it's really good. I really liked it. If I Stay, I haven't read that. Not sure when I'll read it either. Then this is Jacob by Jacqueline Frank. I haven't read this either. The first in the Nightwalker series. I'm sure I'll get to it eventually. Then another Jacqueline Frank book, Seduce Me in Dreams. Looking forward to reading that. And then I have the Night Huntress books. Haven't read any of those. Hoping to get to them soon. I have Beautiful Creatures in Beautiful Darkness. I'm hoping to read these soon. Not sure when I'll get to them. I've heard mixed things, so I'm not exactly sure when I'll get them. Deadline, which is book 2 in the Newsflesh trilogy by Mira Grant. I loved the first one, Feed, so I'm really looking forward to reading that, but it was so sad by the end of it that I couldn't start Deadline straight away because I knew I'd just cry so much. Hourglass and Afterlife, book 3 and 4 in the Evernight series. I wasn't a big fan of this series, to be honest, so I'm not exactly sure when I will read them, but hopefully I'll read them soon because I'll just swap them and clear space on my shelves for something else. Wuthering Bites. This was a birthday gift from Amber at the Paranormal Romance and Urban Fantasy Fanatics group on Goodreads. I love her for this. I really look forward to reading it. I love Wuthering Heights. It's one of my favourite books ever, and as she knows, I love paranormal, so sort of it's a mixing the two, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. Looking for Alaska by John Green and Water for Elephants, and the next one's The Weight of Silence by Heather Gudenkorf. I'm looking forward to reading these three, but I haven't yet. They're not on my immediate to read list. Guilty Pleasures by Laurel K. Hamilton. I do want to read this, but there's just so many books in that series that I'm not sure when I'll get to it. I don't know. Unearthly's next. I'm really looking forward to reading that. It sounds really good. I just don't have the time to read at the minute. There's so many other books I have. Then I've got the Suki Stackhouse books. To be honest, I like True Blood better than the books, but I will read them. I've read the first 4 up to this one. I'm hoping to read the others soon, but I don't know when that will be. I then have her HarperCollins series here, the first 3. Again, haven't read them. don't know when I'll get to them. Dead Witch Walking I've got by Kim Harrison. Really looking forward to this. I've heard amazing things, but again, I just don't have a clue when I'll get to them. My Love Lies Bleeding, Blood Feud and Out for Blood by Alexandra Harvey. Again, really looking forward to reading them. Don't know when I'll get to them. I've got some Melissa Hill books here. I have 4 of them. They sound really good and they sound like really good chick lit books, but I haven't read them. Don't know when I will either. Willow by Julia Horban, Rosebush, Michelle Jaffe, The Rapture by Liz Jensen, The Hunt by Lynell Jepson. Haven't read any of those, and I haven't read Werewolf or Need or The Iron King or The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove. I'm not sure when I will, but I'm really reluctant to read The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove because I'm not a fan of her writing style very much, but I will give it a go. So that's it for this one. I will do a part 2. I'll film that straight away, but this has gone on for 11 minutes, so bye!